Right. Oh, hello, little cats and kittens. It's Carol here.
Have we started?
We have started.
Okay.
Oh shit! I forgot. Yeah, avoid legal snags by telling people they're being recorded. Iggy, you're being recorded. Yeah. All right. So just so we're getting a baseline here before we start the show, I'll say I'm Ryan.
I'm Dave.
Okay, and you are who are you? Who's joining us without a face?
Iggy. We'll just go by that.
Iggy, friend of the show, longtime listener, sometime talker.
Yes.
But he's with us today. Hello, everybody.
Expert introvert.
Expert. Awesome. And also an expert in Wolfgang Peterson movies of the 90s, and that's why we have him here. So, okay, we've all watched Outbreak. I watched it 2 days ago now. I mean, rewatched it, I should say. I've seen it a while back, but Dave, when did you watch it?
Last night.
Last night, sweet. Iggy, you watched it recently, right?
Yeah, I watched it about like end of March.
End of March. All right.
Rewatched it, yeah.
That's close enough.
It's a movie I rewatch once in a while. Like I actually rewatched that movie 2018 as well.
Oh, nice.
So, every few years, yeah.
So it's
got a ton of rewatchability for me, yeah.
All right, so right off the bat, we've established that we do like this movie and that it is a rewatch value. We're getting a lot done, guys. Who says
reason
productive? What?
The only reason I watched it was because we are in our own pandemic, and my memory's so bad. When I saw it in the theater, I forgot what it was like, because I never would have watched this again.
Really?
It's horrible.
It's
horrible.
The 90s, like when it came out, huh?
I watched this again, and
let him finish, Brian. Let you finish before you cut him off.
Sorry, yeah, that's right. We're in a delay here. Go ahead, Iggy.
I was just basically saying that, Dave, you saw this movie in the theater back in the fucking 90s? Like,
yeah, man.
96 or what?
95, man.
Did you go, what, with like your family or by yourself or what, or girlfriend at the time? Well, just curious.
Yeah, like I said, I don't remember. I just know I saw it in the theater. But in my day, we saw movies at the theater, or we went to the movies. And the only place you could get movies other than that was a video store, and it was on VHS. Yeah.
We're not that young, Dave. We remember that too.
You remember VHSs?
Oh yeah. We also remember Super Nintendo cartridges. That's how far back we go.
I remember Atari cartridges.
Oh, you guys talked over each other. What were you each saying?
Nothing.
You might have to call someone's name to when you're talking there, Ryan. You'll be Peter. We'll just wait for you to say our name.
Okay. Are we gonna do the Occupy Wall Street finger wag? Oh, we can't see Iggy. Never mind. So okay, let's talk about the movie then. This movie, Outbreak, that we watched.
It was kind of like Contagion, but with helicopter chases and civilian gunning down civilians, and it was just like, and the everybody who acted in it was horrible. It was just like all these weird lines that the no-name characters had. Everybody in the movie, every principal actor was fucking just did not know how to behave around anything with blood in it, or with Contagion. It was like maybe if one person had an accident, but fucking 20 people, you know, like. It was just like accident after accident after accident.
It was literally every accident you could have too. So he rips Kevin Spacey accidentally rips his cord out. And then she pricks herself with a needle, and she's even like, it's kind of meta because she's like, I know how to use a needle.
Right.
Clearly you don't.
She's like, I should have known better.
Yeah, and they're all kind of berating themselves, as they should.
And that lab tech, he fucking puts his hand in the blood spinner without looking.
Oh, fuck.
Right.
And then it just fucking sprays all over his face. It's like, guys, what the fuck?
Even worse, that guy's
dealing with fucking contagious blood.
That guy's the dumbest person in the movie, because not only that, he then goes to the movies. He goes and he looks like shit. He looks like he's dying.
Yeah.
Who goes to the movies when you feel like that? Who the fuck goes to the movies? Like, I mean, okay.
Maybe he had a coupon.
It was a Groupon deal for that night. They couldn't get out of it. You know how hard it is to find a sitter?
I love the way they show, like, he coughs and it's like this slow motion fucking mist in the air, and it was just so fucking dated. It's ridiculous.
It was early years of CGI. Yeah, Iggy, you're saying about that?
No, I actually thought it was pretty cool. I mean, it was even for the time. It was a good little like CGI visual of like how like going into the microcosm of like the fucking droplet and how it spreads.
Yeah.
Pretty realistic, I thought. You know, so
Yeah, it was a good idea.
maybe a little cheesy, you know, but still kind of cool.
Oh, by the way, this is apropos of nothing that we're talking about, but just as the first, not the first African village from '67, where they had that flashback to Nam or whatever. Not Nam, but it looks like it was filmed in the same place where they film Nam movies in Hollywood. Africa is Nam in Hollywood. It looks exactly like Platoon, for fuck's sake. But anyway, not that one, but the second time they go to the village with the present day, the village elder is Black Panther's dad.
Yeah. That fucking he was also in remember Tomb Raider, the second one that came out. He was in that movie too.
I didn't see that one, but I take your word for it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I guess he's an African actor that they hired.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Juju doctor or the guy who was giving him the tour?
Yeah, the tour guy, like
the tour guy,
yeah. That was King T'Chaka or T'Challa is Black Panther. Anyway, whatever. So that was apropos of nothing. Hey, how about creepy Kevin Spacey in this too? It's even worse now. He's like.
And he's playing gay too.
He's playing a gay
guy there too.
I think he is playing.
Yeah.
He's playing. So it's kind of a progressive movie in that way. It's not over the top, fucking like it's.
But did you catch? This is a little bit off topic. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
But on the subject of Spacey, did you also kind of notice that? Well, I guess everybody noticed, but in The Usual Suspects, he kind of had some gay undertones when he was, not to spoil anything, but he was feminine.
You can read a lot into '90s movies, whether it's there or not. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, Spacey was a
Kevin Spacey is not gay. He's a pedophile, guys.
Yeah.
Focus. He was being
true.
That was his inner diddler coming out. All right. No, not funny. Not funny, guys.
Not funny.
To kind of bring it back to...
This is weird that we don't have his face. Sorry.
So, on the subject also of Outbreak and Contagion, talking about how, everybody was just such a fucking non-professional in Outbreak and always fucking getting them sick by accident or something. I thought that Contagion did it better with it's kind of spoiling, right? Can we spoil here or no?
Oh yeah, we did both movies, so we're all good.
Okay. Kate Winslet's character, it was more realistic because she didn't do anything stupid. It was just like
it just happened. Yeah.
It just happened. It had more immediacy in her realization of when she got sick.
Yeah, there isn't a moment.
Way better.
Yeah, there isn't a moment where you're like, oh, come on, Kate Winslet, what are you doing?
Right. Yeah. It's more. Yeah.
I thought that was Gwyneth Paltrow.
No, well, she dies too, but Kate Winslet's like the doctor who's racing against time to find
right.
Yeah.
All those blonde chicks look the same to me.
All those candles smell the same too, hey Dave?
That's right.
Yeah. So, geez, I don't know where you guys want to jump around, but how about the I forgot that pretty much the whole second half of this movie is a helicopter chase. I completely forgot that it was entirely by helicopter. And I'm like, this is Hollywood spending money they want to spend. Nothing about this concept requires a chase in midair between 3 helicopters and a gunship. But they did it because it was 1995.
I like the scene with fucking Donald Sutherland in a helicopter, and then like the best pilot that he's with or something, who's operating helicopter, goes under the bridge, and there's a shot of the reaction of Donald Sutherland's character, just almost like shitting his himself when they go under the bridge. He gives him a look. I thought it was always funny.
Yeah, he gets outwitted by newcomer private Cuba Gooding Jr., who's probably never flown much before in his life.
85 hours, sir.
Is that what he said? I forget. But that's
not even probably a legal amount that you need to get your helicopter's license. I think you need like 500 hours or something.
Like that role would have been more believable with Bill Burr in that role. We buy that.
I know. I thought of it. I thought of Bill Burr. I was like, I wonder what Bill Burr would think about this helicopter stuff.
Fucking crazy. Fucking nuts. You can't do that. What the fuck?
Your impression was perfect, Brian. You're the master.
I'll work on it. I just need to get angrier. So okay, I don't know where you jump from here. This is open season, man. Dave, where you want to go?
Open season. So.
Or Iggy, go ahead, whatever.
Yeah, go ahead, Iggy.
Well, you know how we were talking about everybody's fucking stupid in this movie, pretty much, kind of. Even though this is a very entertaining movie, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is probably why I'll always rewatch it. It's done well. Like, I think it's, as an entertainment film, maybe that's in comparison to Contagion, it's not as great on the science, but there's still those dramatic, it's like such a straight Hollywood blockbuster like movie about a virus, and like got all these cliches in there, and personally, like, it works for me. I don't know why. Like, I enjoy maybe these type of movies or something. They're just
it's like an all-star like disaster movie, like Towering Inferno or all that shit. Yeah, from the back of the day.
Yeah, it's got that disaster movie aspect, like formula, I guess, and it like kind of works if you just turn off your like science brain and logical brain, and there's some good entertaining moments in it. And as far as like directing, like suspense and everything, I think Peterson does relatively okay. Like that shot of when we first find out the what's his the guy with the monkey comes back to the
Patrick Dempsey.
Boston, and
Mr. Dreamy.
And the camera just starts spinning, like it kind of zooms in.
Yeah.
Just starts spinning around. Like, I thought it was really effective in the sound design and all that shit.
Yeah.
Good shit. But the moment in the village or the town, I guess, I always find it funny. Like, why the fuck would these dumbass rednecks, California West Coast rednecks, like, get on a truck and try to escape a quarantined area with a bunch of fucking helicopters around, and like they thought they were smart?
It's Northern Cal. Hey man, you're American. You know better than we do.
Oh my god, it's so dumb. But that is such a funny scene.
Hey Dave, thoughts about civilians trying to outsmart the military.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know, man. I don't want to alienate anybody out there if you live in the southern part of the states and you're white and you have like farmland and you know how to fix any machine that's out there, and your outside furniture is nicer than your inside furniture. I don't want to judge people.
But it's Northern Cali, which I guess is the same thing, really.
Okay, if you want to get real, I would say this. It's sort of like an overblown idea of freedom versus like compliance with the government, freedom from the government or compliance with the government. Yeah. Like countries like Germany they don't have a problem with their hospitals, and they're in Europe because they have a tight society, a tight country where if the government says you got to do this, or they say you got to do this, then everybody in the country's like, yeah, do this, do what the government says, and blah blah blah. That's a bad accent, but in the States, it's a loose country where people are slow to adopt anything from the government. They don't want their freedom is number one. Individuality versus a group concept or group mind. In Canada, we're doing fairly good. Like, we have a few provinces with major numbers, but where we are on the island here, Prince Edward Island, we flattened the curve. We've had nobody in the hospital. It's been like everybody who comes here comes back from holiday. They quarantine for 14 days. I know so many people personally who honored that. And in a looser country like the States, you're gonna get people who are like, oh man, fuck this. This is, the scary thing is they they're economy driven there, like in Canada, we're a little more like socialist, and we have, we're willing to pay half of the money we earn and spend to the government to take care of all of our needs, where taxes in the States are super low, and making money is so important. And I think it's going to be their biggest challenge is to not do anything, like we all have to do, quarantine for months and months and months. Like, otherwise your economy is going to be even more fucked than it is just by not participating. You know what I mean?
All the short-term thinking. Yeah.
So it's magnified with that scene where they're like, fuck this, we're getting out of here. But there also was the thing where they caught wind that they were going to get blown up, and it's like,
yeah, but they didn't know that either.
They didn't know that at that point?
I don't think so. No,
nobody knew. Yeah, they kept it under wraps.
Yeah, Donald Sutherland, his whole plan was to just keep it quiet and then make them go away.
So that's the other question. How realistic is the idea of a government having this biological weaponry? Is that a reality in our world, or is it more of a case like in Contagion? Lawrence Fishburne's character said, it's not biological warfare we're worried about. The birds are multiplying these diseases faster than we can. Yeah. So it's like how real is it that a government would be as nefarious to develop these kind of war tools?
I think anything's possible, but I don't believe in that kind of conspiracy shit. I do believe in it in movies and books and stuff, because then it's kind of exciting, like, until it becomes real, and then it's not exciting anymore. But but like for a story like this, a Hollywood thriller, I'll buy into that. Same as I'll buy into like a ghost story. I don't believe in ghosts, but fuck, Conjuring is awesome. So.
But can I say something on this subject?
Yeah.
Actually, to answer your question, remember the scene when it's a very small scene. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name of this base, but there's like halfway into the movie or something when Donald Sutherland and Morgan Freeman's character, they kind of meet, and then from the archives or something. They pull up the original Ebola strain in this military base. That's a real military base in Nevada.
That's a Nellis, I think.
Up.
Wow.
Nellis, isn't it?
In what?
Nellis. Is it Nellis Air Force Base?
I'm not sure what it's called. I'll have to fucking look it up. I can't. Anyway, it's a real military base actually that is in Nevada, and they do exactly that type of shit. That what they say that's in the movie. They kind of research viruses and try to, like, I guess, or weaponize it or some bullshit like that. So, like, if you look it up, there's a small page on Wikipedia about it. You just have to kind of find out what the name of that base is.
It is. I think it is Nellis.
I don't have the movie.
It is Nellis.
Nellis or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. So, you know, who knows? Maybe they have some shit like that already. They could. You know,
I mean, they keep all, like, every virus ever, like, at the CDC, but for, like, study purposes, kind of thing.
Yeah. But then the military aspect of it too, like, if that's what they do, and on that basis they research and try to, like, fucking weaponize, you know, bio warfare or something, create bio warfare.
Well, that's some speculation because it's kind of illegal, but yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
For government conspiracy thrillers, like in movies and stuff, yeah, it's fun. It's fun shit.
It's fun. It's fun indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. So, geez, where should we bounce around? Hey, Dave, what do you think of Dustin Hoffman and his dogs? You must have liked them for that. Come on. Those dogs.
Yeah, I'm a dog lover, sure.
Yeah, exactly. See, you found something to like.
But I don't shampoo my dog unless they roll in shit. Otherwise, they're self cleaning. So
I don't think they work like a cat, Dave.
Dogs, you don't have to clean a dog.
Really?
If they shed, you brush them, but you only wash them if they get. Like I said, if they roll in shit or something.
Oh, but they like a good luxurious coat. Come on. They love that shit.
What else? Yeah, no, I think Donald Sutherland's character was
You sentimental son of
a bitch. Yeah, exactly. he overacted and he underacted. Like when he got, like when they realized they were, like, flying around the exploded forest or whatever, and they're down there, and then when he found out that they got tricked, that slow head move where he's like, he moves his head up slowly and then he turns to the pilot, like, it was just like, I don't know, it was just like. And it was like a comedy cop group between Dustin Hoffman and Cuba Gooding Jr. Every time they got the helicopter, they were like, boo, 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 hey, blah, blah, boo, we're gonna fly, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, fuck, you guys are fucking, you're taking me out of the seriousness of this film. Like,
yeah, it was like a buddy movie.
I found it more funny than I found it, like, I found dramatic tension. It was just.
Okay. This, I know it was supposed to be a suspenseful scene, but on that track, the scene where they're trying to lure the monkey out of the woods. Did you laugh your ass off when you were watching that?
Yeah, I thought it was like Cuba Gooding Jr. when he goes to shoot the monkey, he, like, has a misstep, and it's like every little thing is just so hokey. Just fucking shoot it. Like, that whole scene could have been done quicker. Like,
yeah.
I know you want to build some tension where there's, like, a dangerous monkey and everybody's, like, the adults were way too far away. They were in the house. That's so dumb. Like, you would want more than one person. You'd want more than one person there to protect the kid, right? But whatever.
Wouldn't you want more than one person with a gun as well, so in case the first one misses, the other one at least can back him up? You know, just like they're dealing with a fucking virus here, and they found the host here. It's just Cuba Gooding with his fucking misstep.
Yeah.
And that monkey doesn't even run away.
But of course, it's a Hollywood thriller, so it's not enough to have the virus. The biggest villain is not the virus. It's fucking Donald Sutherland, like, hounding them the whole fucking movie and not believing anything that this virologist, like, says about what they have to do, where they have to go, what they're... Anyway, Dave.
Remember when the monkey got darted? You just see, like, the bum and the dart, and then you see the monkey go...
It was can't see his face, but trust me.
Oh my god, the monkeys were the best actors in this movie.
They're pretty good. Especially the one that was dying, and then it was
the one that was dying. I was like, fuck, that's so sad.
You're like, oh my god, you're almost as good as Tom Hanks in Philadelphia.
Oh, speaking of the monkey dying and the monkey acting, last week I started rewatching the original The Andromeda Strain. And I was wondering, I don't know if you guys seen that.
I read the book.
Crichton. It's not bad. It's like pretty cool. But like, there's also scenes of like little animals being tested, and like they're dying like so realistically. And then I read up on fucking a trivia page, and there's like they were fucking gassing them with like carbon monoxide, and then resuscitating them.
Wow. Yeah, they're not doing that anymore. PETA put a stop to that shit. So that's good. That they're not doing that anymore. That's fucked up.
We have subjugated animals to the point where it's embarrassing. Like fucking 50 years.
Who subjugated animals? Fucking Carol Baskin.
So 50 years ago, we fucking, like, Russians were sending dogs and fucking... They sent a dog in a spaceship, and knowing that they weren't going to bring that ship back. They're like, phew, we're going to send the dog into space. We'll never get it back, but we get the data.
Yeah,
it's very cold.
Pretty much.
Why called it the Cold War.
You think we are cold? You know what is colder? Space.
That's perfect.
But yeah, you're bang on there. Okay, what were we talking about before? We're talking about animals being tortured for film.
Talking about the fucking monkeys. It's all like the monkeys have no place to live, or we want them as pets, or we're fucking like in the markets. You got fucking bats shitting on fucking ferrets, and they're fucking getting eaten, and like there should be, if you're gonna have standards somewhere, like one place, you should have standards in another place. Yeah. If you're causing like all of these fucking shitty things to be born out of how you live, you need to change. And I know it's a very Western downward looking at people, but you can't keep living that way. You can't have live markets with fucking armadillos just fucking, shitting and fucking pissing everywhere, and then think, you know what I mean? Like, and a bat fucking bites it, or it fucking licks its ass. I don't know how it happens, but you end up with you gotta get your fucking pussy straight. This is fucked up. Like this, we know that it comes from animals, so let's sort this out. Stop mowing down fucking trees. Yeah. There's enough natural fibers out there. Weed is legal. Hemp should be legal. Let's fucking get it sorted out.
See how it all ties together?
Yeah.
Sorry, Iggy.
I was pretty much agreeing with Dave here, because it brings it back full circle. It's like, this is the thing that Outbreak didn't really. Well, they kind of touched upon it a little bit, but not like how Contagion brought it all together at the end with like, this is how it started. Boom, fucking a tree gets mowed down, disrupts the natural habitat of a fucking bat, which flies away and fucking does its business, and just there we go. Outbreak, they just kind of talked a little bit about it.
I think, isn't it like at the first, wasn't there like a big Sorry, wasn't there like a big like war scene? Like that was the disturbance? Yeah.
Disrupted that.
The mercenary war. Yeah.
And this is all fucking man-made, and all this bullshit is essentially we're causing our own grief.
Yeah.
And now look at this shit disrupted the entire world economy. Everybody's fucking sitting home. People losing jobs. There's 10% unemployment in the States alone. And, like, the United States could have really prevented it if we didn't have a fucking idiot for a president and his fucking stupid administration, I mean, to put it bluntly. Now it's like, we're number one. Woo!
Yeah.
Number one in coronavirus.
Yeah. America, finally number one at something.
So much struggle and grief for people that this caused. And guess what? It's probably not gonna go away for months, if not. I was reading something yesterday. They're predicting that like this social distancing thing could last up until like 2022, even in the States. And like things are not even gonna normalize until September, or like things starting to open up. So it's fucked.
We need a vaccine. And that's going to take, like, they're saying to do it quickly is like 18 months. But the feedback I've heard from some scientists is this is the most coordinated scientific cooperation that has ever existed ever. The entire world's scientists are actually working on this. There's 100 research papers on the subject put out every day. So for me, it's like, let's just sit it out. Let the scientists deal with it. They'll figure it out. We got essential services going. Everybody, the government has to give everybody a certain amount of money to live on, and just ride it out, Well, I say, welcome to Ryan's world. That's what it is.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Just living like Ryan would.
We're all introverts here. We're kind of used to, I guess, being in solitude.
It's funny. Me and Iggy met online way back in the day, and we were both in the midst of like this fucking depressive isolation situation, and it's like, and we were talking about the other day. It's like, hey, that's how we met, and this is where we are now, and we've come full circle.
We've come full circle, indeed.
Yeah.
But something, Dave? You are absolutely right about this thing. Let's just ride it out and sit it out, of course. But the thing that kind of is aggravating is that when I look at other countries and how they're dealing with their citizens, it aggravates me how the U.S. is dealing with their own citizens. And I look at, like, even your country, Canada, you guys are covering almost, 80% of people's salaries while this lockdown is, ongoing. Well, we have a measly $1,200 check one time.
Yeah.
That, they've given people, and some, like, my friend just hit me up today. Hey, did you get the stimulus thing? And I was like, no, did you? He got it. I didn't yet. And it's like,
yeah.
Watching never mind, I forgot his name. The funny guy on HBO, you know him, right?
Last Week Tonight?
Yeah. He did the Coronavirus 4.
John Oliver.
Did you watch that? Yeah, you remember the John Oliver? Yeah, there was like an interview conducted with a woman on the phone trying to get her hold of like unemployment services.
Oh yeah.
He asked her like, well, and how many times do you call, like, every day? And for the past 2 weeks, and this is what I'm getting.
It was a clip from 60 Minutes. Yeah.
And it's like, this is happening nationwide, and like while the rest of the world is covering and making sure their people are at least fine financially, they can pay their bills or whatnot, or they're doing some kind of services for them. The U.S. is really slipping. It just shows you just how fucked up this country is when it concerns the 99% of the regular fucking citizens who are not the 1% and rich, and like we don't have any other way of getting finances in a catastrophe like this. And it's like, well, how long are we gonna last riding this shit out? So like for a country like the US, this might be really, really fucking terrible. While the rest of the world may be somehow dealing with it and saving their citizens, but Jesus Christ, it's like, it's really bad. Like, it's just really bad. Like the news over here and the people I talk to even, it's fucking rough. They just don't know. There's so many holes in the system, in the social services aspect
and
of the US.
And they had the benefit.
Terrible.
They had the benefit of getting a forewarning that Italy and Spain, like a lot of Europe, didn't get.
Right.
And you kind of got the impression of who was more prepared and who wasn't, because Germany was hit pretty hard too, but they're dealing with it pretty well from what I hear. And Italy is completely like fucking devastated. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah.
On the subject of Italy, remember the previous episode of John Oliver's when he showed the clip of the mayors?
Oh yeah.
Shouting at their citizens. Like,
Oh. Where are you going?
Yeah, they're using the hand gestures too. Yeah, that's right.
I don't know what the fuck is up with these mobile hairdressers. You're gonna be in a coffin anyway. It's gonna see you.
Oh my god,
That was great.
that's a great show. Everybody should watch it. So,
Oh
you guys want to talk about the movie some more, Dave? I can see it on your face. You want to?
Well, no. All right. If the government like had the virus and like tried it on people and then blew up the village, like they would do that. They would do that to their own people. They would mow them down. I really believe that, and I think.
Well, there was the Tuskegee experiments. Remember that?
There was Waco. Look at Waco. They went in and like they could have dealt with that like diplomatically, but
haven't read up enough on that to comment.
Okay, here's something in the movie that seemed a little bit weird. They got the monkey that had that came from where the virus originated, and also had the one that had mutated that became airborne.
Motaba.
So Dustin Hoffman goes, yeah, just take this bag of yellow liquid and just whip up an antivirus or a vaccine real quick.
Yeah.
And it was done like that. He saved his wife. He saved the people in the village. It's like, that's not realistic. You can't just do that. You can't make something like that fast.
Well, it has to do with the antibodies, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was a different thing to like developing it from scratch. Like I thought it was like if you have the thing that's immune to it, you can. Like I don't know if there's any stories about how anybody is immune to COVID yet, right? Who naturally has antibodies to fight it.
We've had COVID for a while. COVID, there's all kinds of forms of COVID. SARS is COVID. The fucking Middle East.
I meant this one in particular.
SARS.
Yeah.
So, anyway, you know who's probably sicker than everybody is the cameraman who in that opening shot where he went into every single place and they're just going from like mild illness to like the worst.
Yeah.
It's like
pretty cool, actually. It shows you like the levels of contagion.
Probably dead right now.
Yeah. First he got a cold, then he got the flu.
Well, what I love about that is like he does, speaking from Cameron's point of view, he doesn't go into the most dangerous. Remember how the camera stops right at the window?
Oh.
That was a nice touch.
Yeah, that's a good visual. Yeah.
Yeah. Really, this is how dangerous it is. Not even the camera. The proverbial.
Yeah. Even
camera, not existent camera.
the non-existent camera with nobody behind it, because that would take you out of the movie. Even that is not going into that fucking room.
Right.
Like, that's a good detail. I didn't catch on that. That's good. This is why we got.
When you rewatch the same movie,
and also you're a cinematographer, so you're used to looking for those visual
very much so, yeah.
cues
and constant analysis of the visual the moment the movie starts.
Yeah.
So I can bring that level of knowledge to this.
Yeah. Also, your expertise in '90s movies in general. Here's an interesting tie into this movie that I found hilarious later on was so Donald Sutherland plays the like the crazy colonel who wants to fucking eradicate everybody and get rid of the viral infection, even though everybody's like, no, we can solve it with this stuff here and we can save people. He's like, fuck that, I'm firebombing you. It's interesting. Morgan Freeman plays like the good general. And then Morgan Freeman went on to play a similar character in that Stephen King movie, Dreamcatcher. You remember that?
Dreamcatcher.
He plays the exact same role in the movie about the alien infection. It's exactly the same. He's like a madman who like just goes more and more like murderously genocidal as the movie goes on. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I think he probably lobbied for that role. He's like, hey, remember that time that Donald Sutherland got to play a bad guy? I think I want to do the same thing. Stephen King's like, yeah, fuck yeah, man.
Speaking of Stephen King, that cameo in part chapter 2 fucking was a nice touch.
Oh yeah, the bike salesman. He took a shit on it. He took a shit in his own writing. It's like his endings suck. Yeah. Your endings suck. Anyway, that was a little detour. Dave, what are you thinking? What's going
on? Let's see here. Let's talk about like
wait. Oh wait, hold on, Iggy. What? Say again, Dave. What?
I was gonna say let's talk about the life cycle of the outbreak in this movie versus the outbreak of what we're going through.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You get it. You're sick right away. You die in like 2 days, right?
If that, yeah.
So lethal, it's airborne, or it's lethal, and then it becomes airborne. But the difference with what we have is you can go and you can have it and go the entire cycle of the corona or COVID-19 and not show any symptoms. There's some people who've done that, right?
Yeah.
Some people have mild symptoms, but they might not present for a week. So you're walking around spreading it everywhere and people don't know. That's what makes ours so insidious, if you will.
Good word. It's true. It's like a sleeper. It's like a fucking sleeper agent, you know? You don't know it's there, and it's biding its time, and it might not even strike to most people, but the ones it does, it fucking, you know, it can be lethal. So, yeah, and it's got it's extra resilient too. There's that. Like, it'll stay on surfaces for, I don't know exactly how long it is, but I mean, you touch a fucking
days, right?
Yeah, days. You touch a belt at the fucking supermarket, and if you touch it, like, boom, you're done. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one, it's like, it's a movie virus, right? It hits fast. It's fucking nasty as fuck, and you know, it's maximum impact in as short amount of time as you can have it. Like a Outbreak movie about COVID-19 probably wouldn't be as fast paced. Let's put it that way. No helicopter chases trying to outrun COVID.
If I remember correctly, didn't Contagion also have like the what is that the period of
incubation?
The term for that incubation period was also fast, right? Like a day.
Yeah.
And
it was faster than the COVID-19 for sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a more realistic portrayal of what we're going through. Except the difference here is like this: you may not know for days to a week. They're saying that you could there you have it. Well, in both of these films, Outbreak and Contagion, it was like within a day you'll know you're sick. So it's easier, I guess, to contain it because of how fast, you can recognize that you're sick.
Yeah.
And just quarantine everybody. But here it's like, a week may pass and you've spread it to like 200 people already, and the doubling rate, the tripling rate of this is insane.
What is that called, Dave?
So much harder to...
You did the reading. What's it called?
The R0 number.
Boom. You brought it back.
What's it called? What's the number?
It's called R0. That's like the number of people that you transmit it to. Like, that's the rate of distribution.
Yeah.
But just to maybe kind of, if you guys don't mind, I'd like to tell you a story about a doctor in the States who was on the Breakfast Club.
Go ahead.
And he was saying there were mixed messages from like the higher up administrative people saying, don't use masks, it makes people nervous. He said there was a doctor there who got it, a senior doctor, I think in his 60s, and he got it and died. And he said that the deaths from this are like, there's so many that he like they have like a morgue section where they keep bodies, and they've had to get like a shipping container to put bodies in to store them. And it's this is the beginning. If countries don't comply, if people don't comply with what needs to be done, it's really like, it's not going to take. I thought, in Contagion or in this, like people are revolting, or they're like things are getting way out of hand, checkpoint checks, and but in Panama they have they alternate days for men and women. So like 3 days of the week the men can go out, then 4 days women go out, like every other day, like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. They alternate. In New Zealand, you're only allowed 1 hour a day. Like, there's all of these countries doing these crazy measures, and I really wonder about these open countries like the States or maybe other countries where they feel, like I really hope they reel in their that whole, individual over the collective, just enough to take it seriously. And Iggy, I feel for you, man. Like, people like the Canadian government. I actually applied for the money, for the unemployment money. It was an emergency fund, and I had to like call and confirm that I got it because it just happened so fast. It was so easy. I was like, what's going on? Like,
this never happened.
I didn't get an email. I didn't did that really go through? And the other thing I just found out is like we get $2,000 a month, which is like your money is like a 1,400 for every 1,000. So it'd be like for you guys it'd be like I don't know. I'm not so good at math, but it'd be like
it'd be less anyway. Sorry, what? Say
it again. We're getting $500 a week for this emergency fund, and they're saying if you do work, like if it was something you picked up some hours, you could work and make 1,000, and you keep the monthly.
Yeah.
So, but I'm wondering, and the other thing is there was legislation that people couldn't get evicted for, I guess, like 4 months here. I don't know if there's anything like that in the States with you guys or not, or I don't know what's going on. Iggy, do you know anything about that?
There's nothing, and I'll tell you just the things that I'm observing myself. Like, for instance, like we had this lockdown stay-at-home order initiated, like 2 weeks ago, maybe.
So you're in Virginia, just to
yeah.
okay.
So just Virginia alone, we have the stay-at-home order until June 10th or something like that. DC has it until end of April. Maryland also, but I think Virginia is until. But here's the thing that's interesting. It's like, a few days later, like after the stay-at-home order got issued, like, you're supposed to, if it's told to you by your governor, like, okay, you fucking stay home, and that's it. Like, go for the essential things. Like, go to the store, get some food and whatever, right? Like, I go to, just out of curiosity, I guess, because there's a park nearby. There's so many people out there not listening to any of this bullshit. It's not bullshit. It's a legitimate thing. And this goes back to what you're saying, Dave. Like, other countries are taking this much more seriously. The U.S., with this whole freedom and individualism, like it's like everybody feels like they're so special, they're above shit here, like nothing applies to them, like you can do whatever, you can live your life. No, like we're in this shit together, like we're already number one in cases. It was like 500,000 last time I checked. And people are still, like, even out here. Right now, I've been a week with my family, with my parents here. And even around here, like, people are just, they're walking around and stuff, and, like, nobody's really listening to any of this. And it's disconcerting because, like, if nobody listens, then we're gonna keep getting all these cases, and none of this is going to go back to normal. Or like it's just gonna keep growing and growing. And
well, there's two outbreaks in the States. There's the virus, and then there's the outbreak of people who think they're entitled to their own facts.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're not being taken care of, like I said earlier, either. Like financially, is like like you asked me about the eviction thing. Like, no, we still have to pay rent. Like there's no email from my leasing office that says, hey, in view of the this pandemic, like it's okay until September, like if you're behind payments or whatever, or we'll just not charge you for this or something, or I don't know, like we get some help, some aid. No, we still have to fucking pay the bills, our rent, and while getting one-time payment from the government, plus collect unemployment if you lost your job, which is well, at least it's helpful, but shit, imagine if you're by yourself and you have to pay like $1,400 worth of rent or something like that.
Yeah.
All these measly checks are not going to last long.
Well, I just hope and pray that these big governments get things sorted, because social unrest would be horrible. Like people are pretty good now, but if things really got bad, it would be really bad. If people started panicking and looting and rioting, and the military gets involved, then you know what I mean. Like
they shut down like major meat processing plant here in the States.
Oh no!
They shut it down. Yeah. That's responsible for a certain percentage of production, of course. But like, just imagine if one major plant was shut down.
Yeah.
Another will follow, and another, and it's like then people are really going to start panicking, and it's just going to tank the U.S. economy in such a way that like it's going to be unprecedented depression.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
You guys are fine. I think at least when I was reading up, you had 10,000 cases just in Quebec County or like province.
Yeah, Quebec had a lot.
Yeah.
Or Ontario had a lot. There's a place, Nunavut. They have 0 cases because they're so far north.
Yeah, they got none of it.
Yeah. They have 0. Actually, well, we're an island here, Prince Edward Island, super small, the most densely populated place in Canada, but very, very tight community in terms of the government says to do something and we do it.
Yeah.
If anybody steps out of line, like there was one guy who came back from away and he was supposed to self-isolate. He was warned twice, and then the third time they caught him outside, they gave him a $1,000 fine.
Good.
Yeah. And where is it? Samoa, Tonga, some African country with a V. Those places, 0 cases. And the UN said
Wakanda.
The what? No, Wakanda.
Wakanda.
They said the least desirable places to visit have the lowest cases of COVID.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to go there. So it pays to be grumpy to tourists, I guess.
Yeah. Well, actually, we are on that list too until like May, but this came before that, so we're okay.
On the subject of that least,
PEI. Nobody wants to be on PEI. Places? Wait, no, nobody wants to be on PEI before fucking April or May.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't this kind of harken back to the World War Z? You know how geopolitics play into how many people are getting outbreaks and that. That's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you read that book now, it's kind of interesting how it correlates. It's about zombies, but I mean, it's it's more about the idea of the geopolitical restructuring of society and like how everything shakes out, like with certain countries that don't have these mechanisms in place to shut the shit down, or like for example in the book, it's funny, Cuba becomes like a superpower at the end of the book because they were an island and like they had infrastructure to kind of keep it all under whatever the fuck, and they just used like their clout to become like a superpower, like this little island nation is. And it's like you're reading and you're like, this is fucking ridiculous, and then you gotta keep reading how it came about and you're like, oh wait a minute, there's a big zombie outbreak. I don't know, that seems like it might happen. I don't know, Castro's, maybe they got this shit figured out.
I might just rewatch that movie tonight,
no, read the book, man. Get the audiobook, Dave. World War Z. There's a project for you. Audible.com, Dave. World War.
I think I'm gonna switch over to something a little lighter.
No pandemics.
Take me, just maybe some comedies or something.
I think I should pick. Is it my pick next for the next show?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
I forget who picked this one. I'll try to pick something light. I don't know what it is yet. Stay tuned, whoever's listening to this. You'll probably know in the description by the time I post it. So, not sure.
Night of the Walking Dead.
Night of the Walking Dead. Night of the Living Dead, 1990. Who the fuck are you kicking out of the farmhouse?
Oh my god, that was a good adaptation. Tom Savini, right?
Oh shit, that was a great movie. I love that movie. Except some of the dialogue is outdated, hilariously outdated. Like they're cursing up a storm, and then the bad guy's like, he's getting mad at them upstairs, pounding away on the hammers and stuff, and he's like, it's like they're idiots. They're a bunch of yo-yos.
Yeah.
He calls them yo-yos. I'm like, oh, I mean, nobody in the world could have gotten that line through other than.
For some reason, I imagine Tom Savini saying that. I don't know why.
Tom Savini. He probably had something to do with the script, but anyway, So anyway, the point is, I'm gonna pick something a little lighter. I don't know what it'll be, but it won't have viruses in it. At least I'll try not to have viruses in it.
On a different topic, do you guys remember what episodes I came on for recording? I think it was twice or 3 times before. I know I recommended that fucking French movie you guys hated.
Actually, I think we didn't mind that one, the Paul Verhoeven movie. Yeah.
Not the Paul Verhoeven movie. No.
Oh no. There was a French movie that did. Yeah, we did hate that one.
With
Yeah.
the same actress. Yeah. I forgot her name.
Isabel Huppert. Yeah.
Yes.
We love to hate. We love to hate. Not hate.
Hey, listen, Iggy. Don't feel bad. I recommended The Long Good Friday as a choice. It was one of our first ones. And Dave's like, that fucking sucked. So that was just like 10 minutes of Bob Hoskins in the shower. It's like, what the fuck am I watching?
Tell me that was a horror movie.
Shit!
Young Pierce Brosnan.
For some reason, I thought it was the one with Gina.
Long Kiss Goodnight.
Long Kiss Goodnight. I mixed that up. I was thinking, how could you hate that movie?
No. The British gangster movie.
Yeah. Which I've never seen, actually. I should watch that.
The Mafia. I've shit them. Anyway, it's a great movie, Dave. I don't care what you said. What? Oh, you came on to Buffalo 66. I remember that was a 3-hour fucking epic show, from what I recall.
Oh shit! I gotta listen to that again. Die Hard, right?
You were in part of Die Hard, and then you logged off. You're like, nobody will notice if I disappear, and then you just logged off the call. And the rest of us just kept going, and we're like, did Iggy go? I think he did. Yeah.
I did because if I remember correctly, there was 4 of us.
Yeah, Justin was
another person.
Yeah, Justin, also friend of the show, who will be back at some point when this is over.
Yeah, and you guys had like a really deep discussion, and I felt like a fourth wheel, so I just bounced.
Actually, a fourth wheel is just a wheel. That's exactly where it should be.
It's just a wheel.
Yeah, it's just a wheel, man.
A cog in a wheel.
Anyway, I'll tell you which other ones you were in at some other point. But yeah, those were a handful of highlights. Everybody go back and download those. They're fantastic. I know Dave downloaded them like 3 times just to make it look like people were listening to us. So we appreciate that. Dave, any more thoughts on Outbreak? This wonderful Hollywood film starring Dustin Hoffman.
I was about to ask you this, so this is Outbreak related. So besides, the things that you guys disliked, what did you guys like about Outbreak? That's curiosity of mine.
Go ahead.
I personally enjoy. I realize it's fucking just bonkers and Hollywood blockbuster, but I enjoy that for what it is. Did you guys enjoy any aspects of it or like anything about it?
Go, Dave. This is your moment.
I like the performances of the monkeys, to be honest. I found that carried the film.
Those capuchins.
I love when Dustin Hoffman takes his headpiece off, so Rene Russo can touch his face. That was beautiful.
I totally miss. Oh, by the way, I totally miss Rene Russo. She was all over the '90s, everywhere, and then she kind of went away. And then she was in that great movie Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal, and she's fantastic in that. And I thought we were going to see more Rene Russo, but she hasn't really shown up anymore lately. But yeah, she was one of my awakening actresses.
Awakening.
Yeah, I'll just leave it there. But Thomas Crown Affair, holy fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great fucking film.
Anyway, and great actress. And come on back to us, Renee. I shouldn't say that too loud. The Renee in his house will hear that and think it was. We love all the Renees. They're all great.
You silly sentimental son of a bitch.
Oh, he's got his line. Wait. He's got notes.
What else?
I'm sure this is a highlight for you, Billy. Or what's it?
Yeah, it is.
The mustache guy.
Yeah, it is Billy.
Oh, he is. He'll never make it general or something.
He's like, you want to be general someday? He's like, yes, sir. Well, you won't.
Yeah.
Is that on your list? Is that on the list?
What list?
No.
Oh, you can't see. See, you would be able to see this if you were in a 3-way fucking Skype conversation right now. He's got a list. He's got a notepad of stuff.
I think
that I recommended was Things to Come.
Oh, Things to Come was the French movie we hated, Dave.
Middle-aged philosophy professor,
yeah.
Oh, that was a good time.
That was a good time. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Dave?
I was gonna say the emergency rooms, the way they showed how fucking crazy the hospitals are. I think it's really important to pay attention to, because that's what the curve's all about, right? The curve is about your a community's capacity to handle things through their hospitals. So right now we're pretty lucky here on the island. We have it down below the capacity line, like well below the capacity line. Like there's nobody in the hospitals here. Everybody's been self-isolating, and we have what, 20 something cases, Brian?
26, I believe.
26 cases, and we had one new case, and it's like we're getting less and less people. Yeah, and that's where it gets fucked up, you know, like, because there are other people who are sick, who need the hospital, but there's also like the capacity to provide healthcare for people who their fucking lungs are frozen. Basically, if you get it bad, it feels like you're drowning. You can't breathe, and you need a ventilator, and there's not enough ventilators for communities that can't flatten their curve. And that's fucked up, because if more and more people end up like that, then it's just like it shuts everything down. You know what I mean? Like, I got to tell you, man, it's the strangest thing I've ever been through. Like, it's really bizarre to think that.
It's very surreal for everybody, and I agree with
you. Yeah, and like it's hard to say I like anything about this movie, but like Contagion dealt with it in a way that showed you like the empty gyms. It showed you the empty streets. It showed you from the perspective of a young kid who is like stuck at home alone, you know, can't fraternize with a boyfriend, how just like all of these things. And it's like this, I'm trying to find some silver linings in this. I think the only thing to really focus on in this movie, if you're gonna, besides the explosions, I know it was like fun to watch, and like Renee and I laughed a lot because of the acting and the scenes where it was just like, that's so ridiculous. But the thing to pull away, if you can pull anything away from this movie, is to really, I mean, it's all about authority, right? It's about exerting your right to question authority. And if your government is saying, you know, this isn't serious, you have to say, no, this is serious, right? And you need to contact and say, look, if you don't contact your government and say, I'm not going to make it this month, you know what I mean? I'm not going to have food. I have to pay rent. What are you guys doing? And that's really, because in the States, like you guys you kind of depend on philanthropy. You depend on, you know, patrons to kind of support community stuff. And if they're not pulling their weight right now, you have to lean on your government, because the government has access to bajillion fucking dollars, like trillions with a Z, a bazillions. Like, you guys have so much access to so much money, and you just got to ask for it. You got to fucking bug them. Call them every day. Call them every fucking day. And then they're gonna do something about it. Otherwise, they're just gonna be like,
they're doing that. They're not getting through. They're not getting through there. That's the problem.
It just shows you how many holes there are. You know, I understand what you're saying, Dave. And the thing is, like, there are some of my friends work in the service industry. Like, I know a lot of bartenders, and I talk to them too. Like, how's your employer? How's your owner of the bar taking care of you? And like, there was a fund. You know, basically he created a fund to take care of some of them, but most of them who work for him. So like, certain organizations are taking care of their employees even when they can't work. Like, I know a girl who, well, there's two ballerinas that I was working, like, when the shit started going downhill, like, I was working on, like, personal, like, project, like, you know, as a photographer concept that I was doing with them. Like, they can't do ballet right now, so they're all locked in, and they had some of the investors, you know, help them out, like, created a fund for them, you know, just to take care of expenses and stuff. So, like, there's certain, like, individuals are doing it, but the government, all they did is the stimulus bill to try to help out, but that's, like, only one-time thing, you know, and a lot of that went into, like, these corporations and banks and all that shit, but, like, people are getting it's like peanuts out of it, you know, so it's going to be interesting to see how this progresses, because they might need to create another fucking stimulus bill, you know, or some shit like that, you know. So, but on the subject of, I'll just say one thing, Dave, you know, Outbreak versus Contagion. So, empty gyms, empty streets, and Contagion, that's a global, that's a movie about what a global pandemic looks like, which is what we're kind of experiencing now.
Yeah.
Outbreak was very localized. Essentially, it's like the beginnings of
it's an epidemic. It's just an epidemic, yeah.
Yeah, it's just you know, what it would be like, let's say coronavirus just happened in one place, and we caught it early and try to quarantine it. So I think, you know, there's major difference in the style and, you know, scope of the movies.
Yeah.
So much to be learned from both movies, no matter how stylistically different they are. How many cliches are in one, how in the other, or whatnot.
Yeah, I think the moral of the story is, don't work with needles or tainted blood if you're a clumsy person.
Yeah.
Don't they have needle-proof gloves? Like, seriously, you got the suits. Why are you wearing fucking dish gloves from the dollar store? You fucking.
Yeah, they were pretty flimsy. And even Dustin Hoffman almost goes into that room with the rip in his thing there. Like he didn't do a check. So there's another thing that they fucked up. All the characters fuck up in some way, even Dustin Hoffman.
I think what's happening in that movie is they all have so much mental noise in their brain. That's a lesson I've taken from it. They can't even focus on the job.
Dustin Hoffman is too concerned with his fucking divorce proceedings.
Yeah. You know, and everybody else. So maybe that's a realistic, actually. You know, I wouldn't even like criticize that aspect that much, because I think it's very a realistic portrayal of how, first of all, you know, callous people can be. I guess I don't know if that's the right term. Not careful, you know, because they got a lot of shit going on in their heads.
Or
you know,
they're professionals who've done it a long time. They think they got it all down. You know, they got it. We got this shit.
Yeah.
This is nothing. Yeah, you get complacent, kind of thing.
I like when Dustin Hoffman holds the guy's hands.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, and the guy's like, I can't do anything. And he's like, I've just come from the town with the virus and such. Do you think you could get us what we need?
What's even funnier is that he's holding his hands already, and then he goes, or should I cough?
Yeah.
Now we know that's redundant. Like that would have just been fucking redundant, right?
You know what's funny, when they go on the ship, Taiguk, or whatever it's called.
The
ship.
Yeah, the ship.
Like,
Yeah.
The guy, you know, it's so funny how, like, the patient zero, I guess, right, or whatever, taking pictures with the monkey and stuff. Like,
yeah.
You know, he's so bored on that ship.
Yeah. What are the odds that he has like relation? He has like Instagram pics with that fucking monkey before Instagram was invented. Yeah. Insta Polaroid.
Up is he's the only one that got sick. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was a little.
Wait, my bad. It hadn't.
Oh wait, sorry. Wait, what?
Go ahead.
why, like, he's the only one that's is because it wasn't airborne.
It wasn't.
The other version, I think it mutated so it became airborne. So
Right. Okay.
Good point.
So the monkey that was on the ship was the original 90 whatever version of it. That was in the beginning of the movie. All right. I think I'm kind of. I just know it mutates.
How long do monkeys live? I don't know if that was the same monkey or if it was just like traveling within the monkey population for years or whatever.
No, I believe it's not the same monkey. No way.
Anybody know what a monkey's lifespan is?
Yeah. Let's look it up right now. Just sort of.
You do that.
What kind of monkey was you guys talking about?
It was a capuchin. 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 Chin. Yeah.
I heard they knew he was friends with the monkey because his underwear smelled like bananas.
Oh shit! This is where visual would help, Iggy. You should join in next time. It's much more fun.
All right. I gotta hit the toilet.
He's got a what?
15 to 250. Then of that monkey, so there's no way it was the same monkey. Years later.
Dave stormed off in anger, or he may have just went to the bathroom. It's just a blank screen on his side, so it's just us now.
Well, so it's 15 to 25 years is the lifespan of a capuchin monkey.
Yeah.
I guess probably it's kind of like in Contagion, like maybe bats, they carry some sort of like whatever.
Well, it was said
natural habitat, and monkeys do as well.
Yeah, it was said that monkey had like the antibodies, so maybe it was like that monkey's father or grandfather or mother or whatever.
I wonder if that's a plot hole, maybe even, of the movie now.
No, I think it just showed that it got transmitted to monkeys in general because there was a bunch of them, right?
Right.
And then it just kind of spread and killed a lot, I'm assuming, and then a few of them were kind of immune. And they just kind of lived on and blah, blah. And one of them was carrying it, even though it was immune to it. And that was, decades go by, boom, 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 passes through a few generations of monkeys and comes back.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a life cycle or something.
Yeah.
So what did you like about the movie, Ryan?
Well.
When was the last time you watched Outbreak, by the way?
Oh, geez. When did we talk about it last? Like when I was watching it, like I think
I've recommended it, right? Like years ago. I remember when we were on Joe Blow.
Oh yeah.
Those days.
They still exist.
Recommending movies. Yeah. Do they still have a forum there?
I doubt it. Anyway, yeah, it was definitely Joe Blow days. I want to say like 2007 or 2006 or something.
Right, around those years.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I rated it at the time. We're getting close now to the end of the show, so we'll like each rate what the movie is. But it went way down in my estimation. I mean, I still enjoyed it probably more than Dave did, but like it just seems even more ridiculous now, and like the bad acting, like it's so much more noticeable now that I think I've seen more movies in the meantime, and there are certain films in the 90s, especially big studio, like blockbusters and stuff, that just don't hold up in a lot of ways. And I think this is one of them. Especially just how funny it was to me that there was like half the movie is a helicopter chase. Like, did it really?
Inject some of that. It was like producers came in and they were like,
yeah, it's like somebody.
What are you guys spending our money on?
Yeah, it's like somebody got fired and then like Jerry Bruckheimer got hired on at the last minute or something. So.
What did you guys rate?
He's not back yet. He's just getting back. But I rated it. I think at the time I rated it 9 out of 10 for like entertainment value.
Outbreak?
Yeah, Outbreak. I would drastically reduce that to about 6 maybe. It's enjoyable, but it's
Right.
It's kind of Hollywood cheese. It's fun, but it's not realistic or anything like that. Which I guess it doesn't have to be for the fucking mid-90s thriller. But anyway, yeah, 6 is.
A lot of.
Oh yeah. Oh, there.
If it was such unknowns, this movie would not have been as successful.
Oh fuck no. There's Dave. Dave, we're just talking about ratings. What do you think? At how many monkeys is you?
Well, as a comedy, I would give it probably 7 monkeys.
Dude, that plays into it. Use it.
And as a movie dealing with virus and stuff, I'll probably give it a 2. But it was really funny. Like, we laughed quite a bit.
Hold on a second. You give it a 7 for comedy.
You using a calculator?
Yeah, I don't know how to calculate that. Anyway, what's the average of that shit? 5?
Yeah,
4.5? 5.
It was, yeah, I'd give it a 5. 5.5. I mean, I love Dustin Hoffman, you know. I love all the like most of those guys in the movie I loved. It was just it's just the way like it was just kind of like, I don't know, it was just so like explosive all the time and stuff.
Yeah.
Just great, but there was no like, I don't know, it was just something weird that just wasn't there, like
it was on speed.
Yeah. You know what? I'll be honest. I give it to watch in this day and age, like what we're going through.
Yeah.
It was definitely, I bump it up to a 6 because we thought it was going to be horrible. Like, I forgot everything about it, and I was like, oh, is this going to depress us? And it turned out to be like kind of a release, you know what I mean? Like, you feel...
Yeah. It's escapism. It's not...
It is. And, you know, like, whatever, chopper chases and fucking blowing up stuff, and it was pretty bad that the government was that devious. So, you know, it was pretty, you know, conspiracy evil and all that stuff. But I don't know. I liked it. I didn't hate it.
That's something. Iggy, what did you rate it, or what would you rate it now after some years?
Oh, listen, guys. Like I probably rewatch this movie every once in a while, you know, because thoroughly enjoy it. The realistic level of, you know, portrayal, like a realistic, rating would be somewhat like a 6, but because I just for entertainment.
Did you say a 6? You're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, 6 realistically, you know, but because I love this movie so much, to me it was really like more like an 8 or 9.
Yeah,
that's how high it goes for me.
For like entertainment value.
I don't look. It's to me. I don't look at this like I recognize the science aspects of this movie. You know, they kind of blow it out of proportion a little bit. Everything is a little embellished and whatnot, and like bombastic, you know, and maybe that's what I like about this. You know how they're treating something serious visually in a very serious manner, and I kind of like this is what an entertainment movie is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like every time I would watch this movie and the scenes, just rewatching this movie like 2 weeks ago, like it still keeps me like really like attentive and engaged, and because of all the tricks that Wolfgang Peterson is employing, and how over the top the acting is, and like to me, I don't look at this as like, oh, there's points off for this. Like if anything, I would laugh at it, but I wouldn't subtract points from this movie based on like, you know, the cliches or whatever, or how stupid something is. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And don't forget also I'm a 90s kid. Like, I love 90s movies. I love the whole form of 90s films, like the style of them, even formulas of everything. Like, it's more nostalgic to me than, you I don't look at some of these movies.
I think we all have those in our formative decades.
Yeah. There's a movie that every one of us has that we go easy. It's like a guilty pleasure. Maybe that's what this movie is for.
Oh, I got a shitload of those. So
guilty pleasure.
Yeah. It's so basically it's like Contagion as directed by Tony Scott, who did Top Gun.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
But he would have, if Tony Scott made. So here's the thing: if Tony Scott made Outbreak around that time, that movie would have been fucking flashy.
Would have been a lot of smoke.
I would have given it a 10.
I would have given it a 10.
Oh God, I wish. In a parallel universe, Tony Scott directed fucking Outbreak. God.
Oh my God, that would have been amazing. And the commentary alone, holy fuck. I like the cactus. The cactus. The cactus are dynamic. I love the cactus. The cactus.
That's right, Iceman. I am contagious.
Oh my God. We're talking about a movie that's
what do you want
way
to do
better.
Next? What's the next one? You have anything in mind?
I got nothing at the moment, but I will let you know, and then we can kind of coordinate how we're gonna watch. I mean, I'll find it, but I don't know about you and your end. We'll see. You got Amazon Prime though, so you got a lot of shit you have access to.
Oh, by the way, I rented it from YouTube.
Yeah.
And the audio was really shit. We had to crank the laptop up all the way, and it was still hard to hear.
So Donald Sutherland, sometimes he couldn't hear what he was saying, eh?
Yeah, well, I complained, and they
on Netflix.
Not for us, no.
Oh, I see. That's right.
They're giving my money back.
They wouldn't give you your money back?
They are giving my money back.
Oh, they are giving. That's funny.
And because I'm a premium member, right?
Yeah, they treat you good, man. They treat you like a king.
Yeah. And I think I got a code for bonus something or something. I haven't really read the whole thing, but
Sweet. So I could pick anything as long as it's on YouTube.
Pick anything.
All right. I'll give it a think. We'll put this show together. We'll get this out.
$5 anyway. If I have to pay $5 to watch a movie, I don't mind. I tried doing the Cody thing. I couldn't figure that shit out. Fuck.
I had a bit of problem with some links, but I got it watched. It was done. So I had some sound issues of my own. See what when you use Kodi, you get what you pay for, and at halfway through the movie, it just started skipping, like the sound. It was like.
There was a point in the movie where it sounded like it was coming out of theater speakers. Did you remember that part? No.
No.
Oh, it was brutal. It was like I felt like we were in the theater, those it was weird. It was weird. The audio was really shit on it though.
Oh wow. Maybe it's bad audio on the fucking movie itself. Maybe it was the movie.
Sure, maybe when you have that, sometimes it's a connection issue. Usually it's
we got an AV tech here.
They were saying that, Iggy. They were saying that because there's so many people.
Sorry, go ahead.
And that because there's so many people at home streaming right now, that's one of the things they're having troubles keeping up. So I think you're right. I think it was a streaming thing. Either way, it was shit.
So this is probably why you hated Outbreak then.
No. Yeah. It was the bad AV connection.
I hate it. I hate to love it.
I hate to love it. Hey, man.
I love to hate it.
We need those. Did you say laved it?
The best part is Iggy's on the show, man. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. You wanted to come back on.
I did.
On one of our last couple episodes last year, and we couldn't make that happen. But now everybody has no fucking excuse.
Well,
everybody's available.
Everybody indeed is available.
Yeah, Iggy's like, I gotta work. I'm like, fuck that. No, you don't. Yeah, you ain't working with no ballerinas. They don't want your ass. You contagious Ukrainian.
Yeah. Fucking locked in, doing their splits.
Oh my God. regular fucking photographer Verberchnikov here.
I took ballet. I took a one ballet lesson one time. It was fun.
How many people were hurt?
I actually took it to. It was when I was like 17. I took it to meet chicks, but they were just like older women trying to get in shape. So it wasn't. It just wasn't as great as I thought. But I can plie and grand plie. I know how to do that shit.
You're like Mrs. Robinson. Are you trying to seduce me?
Oh yeah, that was a good movie too.
Reference.
I'm experiencing Dave in the tutu now.
Oh my god, Dave in the tutu. That's our project for next week.
More like a 12-12.
Hey, guess what? I'll pick Black Swan and then give you no choice but to come in a fucking tutu. That's also a good movie, though. That's also a good movie. I might pick it. I don't know. I'm not saying I will, but I might.
I watched that movie once. I would fucking rewatch it in an instant.
Oh yeah, man.
One more Z. Have you guys done an episode on that?
I think we're gonna.
He hasn't seen it, right?
I think we're trying to stay away from some viral outbreak shit for a while.
Yeah, this is enough.
Or I could do something happy, like fucking. Stupid.
So that's a movie, not a series. World War Z.
And that's a movie with Brad Pitt, based on the Max Brooks book.
The son of Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Which I had no idea.
Yeah, he's kind of a brilliant guy.
If you are looking for a funny movie, maybe you should try like rewatching or watching Kingpin. That's a funny movie.
Fuck, I actually had that on DVD somewhere in my closet.
Kingpins?
Kingpin.
Kingpin.
With Bill Murray, the bowling league.
Oh yeah, that's a funny movie.
Yeah. The best part is when he's trying to fuck with Woody Harrelson, so he's like doing the bowling commentary in the background, but he's loud enough that Woody Harrelson can hear him, but he's like whisper talking. And he's trying to fuck with his head. Anyway, it's funny movies, funny shit. I don't know. So anyway, guys, wow, we did it. We did Outbreak, and then we did kind of Contagion again, sort of.
So when is this going to be live? Within a few hours?
I don't know, but I'll tag you, man. Or you just be on the lookout for your name in linked form on Facebook. Yeah, I'm gonna tag you. I'm gonna tag you.
Tag me.
Tag. I'm gonna tag. So,
tag me.
Guys,
this is a Boston accent.
Boston.
Tag me.
Go talk to your mother. So hey, say hi to your mother.
Oh, on a slightly off-topic note, Louis C.K. has a new special. You guys should check it out.
Oh, jeez. Awesome. He's back. This was his moment. The world shuts down.
It's actually perfect timing for him because there's going to be so many people watching that right now because they're at home.
Yeah, they're probably just going to be curious. Like, what the
I suspect that he's going to make more than he would have if he put it on Netflix. Because he keeps it all, right? It's all off his website.
Yeah, it's on his website. I bought it. It's literally going straight to his bank. Which is, I'm sure he has to pay the people who produced it, filmed it.
Yeah, independent contractors.
Yeah. But it was good. It was good. Yeah, he did touch upon the thing towards the end.
I fucking hope so. When you got something that's an elephant in the fucking room, just address it. Aziz Ansari did that, and it was a great special. You guys see that? Yeah, Aziz.
Spike Jonze actually made that. He directed that. Spike Jonze,
Yeah.
Spike Jonze.
Yeah. That dude.
Skater turned filmmaker.
Yeah, he needs to make another movie. He's
Her was fantastic.
Oh, there we go. Boom. Her. That's what I'm picking next.
Nice.
It was on my list kind of for a while, and then I've seen it, but for the show, I kind of logged it to kind of watch it at some point.
Is that the artificial intelligence Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna do Her.
Right on.
You gonna do her? You gonna do her? What you gonna do?
Right in the USB port. So okay, how do we close this out, guys?
I don't know. Iggy, thanks,
like
man.
The king here.
pure pleasure. I really appreciate you on the show. It's nice to be a part of it.
Yeah, man. Iggy.
I appreciate it as well. Thanks for I would definitely come join again.
Yeah. Cool.
Whenever I'm invited. But always fun to. This actually, to be honest, this is a nice break from all this bullshit.
Yeah, it actually gives you.
Just talk to some good friends about films. And,
yeah, man.
Forget your life for a second.
So we might get you on for the next one or next whatever. I don't know. We'll see where we're all at.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. This was a good show. It's a good show.
Thanks, Ryan. Great job, bud.
You're very welcome, David, and Iggy. Hold on. Okay.
Iggy, how long is your hair right now? Is your hair grown back? Or
yeah. Say it again, Dave.
How long's your hair now?
How long's my hair now?
Yeah.
Still the same length.
Oh, because you
gotta shave it off,
and then you cut it, and
just stays there. It doesn't grow. It just stays in one. I just trim it once in a while.
All right, guys. I think I'm just gonna stop recording at this moment. Anybody want to say a final few words?
All right. Fuck you guys. I love you. Bye.
Love you too, man. Love you too. Goodbye, Dave. Good evening, Dave.
All right.
You'll never make general, Dave. You'll never make general.